Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last week that we're going to be reading a chapter and doing the homework. And you're getting yourself prepared for our very brief group assignment that will come to fruition next week. But this week, starting, you want to read chapter 19 and do the homework assignment for that. And then I've made available to you, and in fact, I'll put out an announcement. You're going to get it very shortly. I think you might have already gotten it by now, of what the Enron project's about, who your group assignments are with, that kind of thing. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute, but let's go back on chapter 19. Chapter 19 is the last chapter in the book, and it's really about alternative types of securities that are out there, but it just scratches the surface of those. So as you go through chapter 19, you find that it's interesting to you. Or you can get a master's degree in those types of things, and I think you're going to get a little bit of appreciation of how complex these things can get when you actually watch this documentary about Enron. But definitely take a look at it. So if you're interested in, like I said, I would, something that you should really consider to pursue a degree in finance with. Okay, so let's talk. I just want to show you real quick about what that's about. Hang on, I'll show you chapter 19. So what we're going to talk about here are convertibles, warrants, and derivatives. They're basically investment options that an investor could make with the option of doing some type of conversion or acting on it sometime within the life of the security itself. So I'm going to let you see what the objectives are. I just work through it. If you have any questions about it, certainly let me know. It builds on the things that we've already looked at, but as you can see, there's lots and lots of creative ways to actually raise funds for your organization. So that's what chapter 19 is going to cover. So going back to the schedule, you can definitely read through all the materials sometime this week. By the way, that homework is due for chapter 19 is due on Wednesday. But read through the materials for the Enron project. You have been assigned with classmates or group mates, so take the initiative, get yourself organized here. I'm just going to give everybody a serious word of caution. If you're the type of person who doesn't act on things right away and procrastinates, your group is going to leave you behind, and you won't get any credit for this assignment. So I would strongly suggest you take the initiative and engage and make sure that you're part of what the group is doing. But most of the work is going to be done by you, the individual. You're going to watch a documentary. Before you watch that documentary, read through all those materials that I put out there in our D2L shell, and take notes out of it. It'll really help you, complete the actual assignment itself. That's when you're going to get together with your group. You're going to discuss how you would answer the questions. There's 3 questions that you're basically going to answer, how you would answer them, and then you will turn in one of those assignments for your group. And all that comes to fruition next week, the very final week of class. So you can tell there's not a lot of room to maneuver here, so try to get as much of the work done this week as you can, and go from there. And as a side note to that, but while the class is coming to an end, that optional test number 4 will come to fruition also next week. Unfortunately, I won't have the Enron material graded, so you won't know what impact that has as you're making a decision, but you can get a rough idea how it goes while you go through that, whether you want to actually prepare and take that test or not. However, do the assignment for chapter 19. Okay, so as always, if there's any questions, let me know, and best of luck with the work this week, and hope you connect well with your teammates, and you can proceed with the project. I'm just going to say one last thing about that. Don't feel the need necessarily to meet. You don't necessarily need to meet and discuss. You can do that online. You can do that. There's a discussion post area in our own discussion post in our Class D2L discussion tab. For this project, if you want to use that, you can use other ones as well. You can share Google Documents. You can, there's just lots of very standard things you can do. You can use Skype. There's any number of different ways you can collaborate on this. So you don't necessarily have to meet. You just make sure you're finding an efficient way to communicate what you want to have written in there, and establish those roles right away. And I do need to hear from each group on who's going to do what for the group. It's all written in the announcement for the project itself. Okay, all right. So that's what's coming up this week, and best of luck with it. And if you have any questions, let me know.